everyone, Life in Motion Vlogs is back to you again. And again, last weekend I was able to come to you only on a Saturday. Unfortunately, I could not come to you guys on a Sunday because there was some health issues, and that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. However, just wanted to remind all those people who are watching my video, Happy Diwali and Happy Halloween. Yesterday there was a big Diwali party which I had to attend, so again today I'm just shooting a video. So once again, thank you for liking my videos, thank you for sharing, thank you for subscribing, and as I always say, please share as much as possible. Until then, I will be coming to you every weekend, and let's get back into today's video. About today's video, which I want to take you through this specific journey. And as I mentioned earlier that I was not able to come to you guys or become a part of your daily journey, it's because I was going through a health condition, and I'm going to talk about how I fought that and how I brought results into it. Now, everybody is aware about a dreadful disease. I wouldn't say disease, a condition. I would say it's the diabetes. Now, from past 13 or 14 years, I've been going through this condition. I'm a type 2 diabetes patient, or I'm affected with type 2 diabetes. And again, I got this type 2 diabetes as an inheritance from my family. So from forefathers and my parents, and that's how I got affected with type 2 diabetes. Now from past, as I mentioned, past 13, 14 or 15 years, I'm aware that I have type 2 diabetes, but I never took an initiative to rectify that. Before I go much more deeper into this video, let me remind you one thing. I'm not a medical practitioner. I don't have experience in medical terms. But what I want to get through you is how a normal person can avoid diabetes, or I would say get rid of at one point this diabetes. And some of the things what I did which helped me pass through that phase. And again, I never did that before, although I knew that I was a type 2 diabetic person. But what I want to take you through is some small steps what I did to rectify that. First thing, I got diagnosed with diabetes when I was in the Middle East, and I went through a hospital. I got detected with type 2 diabetes, but those 14 or 15 years I never took any initiative to rectify this. Last weekend I had a medical checkup, and my type 2 diabetes went over the board, and that's when I got in touch with one of a general practitioner, and he advised me a couple of steps what I need to do to fight that diabetes. Now, how did I do that? I'm going to explain you step by step. And again, as I mentioned, I'm not experienced in medical terms, so what I'm talking to you is just simple terms which anybody can follow, and maybe you guys can try in your real life and see the change. Some of the things what I did is, number one, you need to accept that you have diabetes. Okay, now how you can accept? First, you need to understand whether anybody in your immediate family has diabetes. So those who have diabetes, it is very easy to get transferred to you, and maybe you are prone to get infected with that or get diagnosed with that. So accept the fact that you are into the journey, or you are into the phase of diabetes. Second thing what you need to do is get in touch an expert dietitian or a diabetic doctor or a general practitioner. Talk to him, be open with him, don't hide anything from him, because you never know. I mean, there is a famous saying that you're not supposed to lie in front of a lawyer and a doctor, because if you don't tell the real thing to a doctor, he cannot give you the steps to fight that. These some of the mistakes or these things, which are avoided long time back. I was going through those sufferings, but again, one of the most important things what you need is believe in yourself. You believe that you can fight this. Get that belief in your mind. Once you get that belief in your mind, nobody can stop you. Let me tell you some of the things which I did, or what are the mistakes what I did earlier. Now, when I was diagnosed with diabetes, I ignored the fact that I am a diabetic patient, and I started eating every kind of foods. And as you know, that a diabetic patient should stay away from sugars and carbohydrates. So these are the killers, or these are the things that spike diabetes in a human being. And again, it also depends on your body as well, because if your body is prone to it, you're bound to get diabetes. And what I was doing is I was ignoring the fact that I was diabetic, and I started eating different types of food and to get that fear out of my mind. Because again, if you are diagnosed with diabetes, you actually start fearing that, at one point of time, what happens when a person is extremely diabetic. So I ignored those facts, and I kept on going to different doctors, lying to them, saying that I was diagnosed 1 month ago or a few weeks ago, so they'll give me some medication. So I was trial and testing many types of medicine, but nothing was working out. And again, I didn't have an intention to get rid of it, but I wanted to get rid of that fear. By taking tablets or medications, I was believing myself that I'm not going to get rid of this because it's there in my family, so I'll survive on medications. Another thing, another step what you can do is, now once you meet a doctor, prepare a plan. Take a 3 months plan or a 6 months plan how you're going to fight it. Now you are starting the journey to get rid of this, so you need to keep your 100% focus on getting rid of this condition. So what I did as a common person, now as I already mentioned that I never believed in it, first thing is getting that belief in your mind that yes, I'm going to get rid of this. What are the next steps I'm going to do? I prepare the plan, or once the doctor prepares the plan for you, you need to do something called HbA1c. So HbA1c is a test which determines how much blood sugar content is there in your body for the past 3 months. So that gives you a 3 months average of how much percentage of sugar is there in your body. Now, for a normal person, a normal condition would be around 6%, 6 to 7%. But what I did was, first thing is, when I took my HbA1c recently 3 months, 4 months before, it was at the extreme level of 13%. So 13% means you are acute diabetic. So first test I did was in November. So that was around, as you can see where I'm posting right now here, these are my 3 months HbA1c, or not 3 months, sorry, the 3 times when I took my HbA1c, which is in the span of 3 months each. So you can see the figures. So you can see how extreme or how high is my blood sugar content. So when I took that, now I know that yes, I'm on the higher level. So now let's start the steps. Another thing what you need to do is try to trick your brain. Now your body or your brain is used to sugars. Some of the habits what you do, like for example, I'm a person who is very particular about my morning tea. Now I used to have morning tea with sugar Without that, it is very hard for me because it tastes really odd, because you're trying to shift from one state to another state immediately, so your body will react to it. You can see people are going for a walk because, as I said, it's a very nice climate, so people take their pets out on for a walk. So you can see in my background so how people are socializing on a really good days. What breed is he?
He's a Bernese mountain dog.
Mountain dog?
Bernese mountain dog. He's just had a bath, so he's very wet.
Oh, that's
He'd love a pat.
Hello.
He'd love a pat. He's unusual because he doesn't have white socks. And most Bernese have white socks. But he missed out.
But he's got a lot of fur in his body, right?
Oh, he has, yes. He's a Bernese mountain dog. And most people think he's a Newfoundland because he doesn't have the white socks. He's got a tiny little bit. So if you don't mind, what are you taking pictures of today?
No, I'm not taking pictures. Actually, I do vlogging.
Oh!
So I thought, where there's less crowd. So that's the reason.
I see. Yes.
You don't mind if I take his picture?
No, please. Yes, we'd love it.
I have this habit of taking some vlogs.
Yes. Oh, this is
Hello.
Hugo.
Hi,
Hey,
Hugo.
Hugo, sit to get your picture. Your moment of fame. Hugo, sit.
That's nice.
That's Hugo.
Does he shed his fur?
Yes, a lot.
Oh, a lot, huh?
Need a good vacuum cleaner. That's Hugo, the Bernese mountain dog who doesn't have white socks.
That's nice. Yeah, so I just take some vlogs.
Oh, right.
It's just my kind of a pastime.
Because so many people do now, don't they?
No, I'll not stop you. Let him go for a walk.
treat because he makes friends with people. If you give him the treat,
Can I give you a treat?
and you live locally,
Okay.
he'll remember you. Anyway, we better push on.
Sure.
Good
Take
luck
care.
with the vlog.
Have a good day. I got mixed up with him. So again, this is how you get in touch with peoples and neighbors out here. So again, it was a very wonderful breed of dog, so I thought let me go and pat him and feed him. And again, he's such a nice person, he allowed me to pat him. So it's always good to ask people before you pat him, because that's the normal decency. Now coming back to my video, so prepare the plan, start believing in yourself. Now you need to start changing your lifestyle. I used to go to gym, I used to go to fitness centers regularly, thinking that when I do these things, my diabetes level will come to normal. But on the other hand, I was consuming a lot of different types of food, but that was not helping me. So now what happened is, now since the doctor has given me an ultimatum that you need to fix your sugar levels in your body or else you are going to suffer, because there are different complications which come along with it. So as you might have read or people have spoken to you, when you're acute diabetic, you have extreme you start sweating a lot, you start getting tired a lot. And again, what I can remember, what I went through is your body starts aching, you feel so lethargic, and again at the end of the day you know that getting diagnosed with diabetes is a dangerous thing, and especially you need to focus on some areas. Your eyesight can get spoiled due to diabetes. Your kidneys can get spoiled due to diabetes, and especially your feet. You need to take care of your feet, because these are the areas when you are diabetic. If you get a small injury, that can end up into a surgery, which is dangerous. If you get injuries to these areas, the healing time takes too long. So during the healing period, if any kind of infections get into any of these injuries, that will create a lot of issues later in your life. So when you have these injuries and when the infections get into your body or skin, the healing process takes too long when you are diabetic. So that's when you need to avoid these kind of injuries and you need to take extreme care. So now I have a plan in place. I have the advice or expert advice from a medical practitioner. Then what I started doing is trying to change my lifestyle. I started having my favorite tea in the morning without sugar. Initial few weeks, it might be odd, but then you will get used because you're trying to cheat your brain. Then I started researching or I started reading through different journals, researching through Google. I need to avoid rice because rice again is a killer for a diabetic patient. So what I did was started going to some kind of millets or different types of millet. One of them, my favorite, is barley. So I started having barley instead of rice. Now when I started having barley, it looks like rice, but it doesn't taste like rice, but it's okay, it can substitute rice. So when I started having that, again I started cheating my brain, saying that this is rice, barley is rice. And then I started seeing the difference. And one of the most important thing what you need to do is keep on checking your blood sugar level. I was very scared of pricking my finger to check my blood level or sugar level. Now I've just taken, in the past 3 months, I have already pricked more than 100 times. As you can see here, in the last 90 days, how many times I have pricked my finger. So I started enjoying pricking my finger to check my blood sugar level. So keep a glucose monitor always beside you, so you can see or you can track, or when you have any kind of food, you can see that is your sugar level has spiked or has your sugar level spiked. So normally when you consume your food, after 2 hours, check your blood level. Early morning when you wake up, at the fasting level, check your blood sugar level. Once you consume your food, after 2 hours, check your blood sugar level. So then you can understand where is your sugar level lying right now. So if you see there is a spike, then you need to reduce your next consumption. When your sugar level is in the medium level, so you know that keep on continuing what you're eating. So that will help you maintain your sugar level. Then what I did was, now it's almost 3 months I've been doing the same routine. I started doing heavy lifting, gym activities. Then I started shifting into normal walking. So every day I used to go for a walk, minimum I would say 3 to 5 kilometers. Again, so it depends on how soon you can, because you need to keep sweating, because your body needs to know that you are doing some kind of cardio which burns your fat and also burns your carbohydrates as well. So this is another thing which I did. And another most important thing is, usually I used to consume my last meal, which is dinner, at around 9:30 in the night, and after half an hour I go to sleep. That is the biggest mistake you are doing at the moment. I shifted that. Now I change my last meal at 6, between 6 and 6:30. Then I go to sleep. So you have that 12 hours of fasting. It's almost like intermittent fasting. This is one of the actions in intermittent fasting. So these are the small things what I started following in my life, and that's how I started seeing results. Now when you are in a journey to achieve something, most of the people fail is when they don't see results. It happened with me as well. When I was initially going into fitness, I never used to see results, so I didn't believe in that process. But at later stage, when I started seeing results, that's when I started believing, and I started religiously following fitness as well. Similar thing, you need to do anything in life. Try to achieve results. Now, it doesn't have to be huge, but take it in small steps. So that means that will motivate you to achieve more. So now I started believing that I have a condition called type 2 diabetes. I need to get rid of it. Sat with a medical practitioner, prepared a plan, started to change my lifestyle, monitoring the levels of sugar in your body, planning an action of how to get rid of it. When I put all these things on a plate, finally, after 3 months, you know what has happened? Look at this. Look at this. I'm now on a 7.3% or 7% sugar level. Now I started believing, yes, I can achieve more. Now what happens is I have avoided all the foods that's high in sugars, high in carbohydrates. Sorry, there's a lot of flies here. So started getting rid of these food high in sugar, food high in carbohydrates. Now I started going through eating regular foods, and one day I'm sure that I'm going to get rid of this, and I don't have those conditions which I mentioned before, that sweating a lot, getting tired a lot, being more healthy, having that conscious. So all these things has helped me and get rid of this. So if I can do it, you can also do it. Try. Maybe it can help you in your life. From that spot, because there were a lot of disturbance from the flies. So another thing what I just remembered right now is something which I got rid of. I was very addicted to soft drinks when I visit any fast food centers. So as you know that soft drinks are rich in sugars. So what I did was I replaced those soft drinks with normal water or with sparkling water if I needed to have that feeling of fizzy along with my junk food. So slowly I stopped drinking soft drinks. It's been almost 5 months I've stopped. And again, if you want to have junk food, you can have junk food, but you need to avoid something like mayonnaise or white bread, because white bread is also high in sugars, mayonnaise is also high in sugars. So some things which I remember, so I thought let me share with you. Another thing what I remember is you need to start telling people whenever you go out with your friends or colleagues or anybody. Before, people used to feel odd that when you order something with less sugar, people might ask you, oh, why are you having with less sugar? So you don't tell them that you are a diabetic patient or you are diagnosed with diabetes because you feel a bit odd. Start telling people. I'll share with you one example. There was once one of my friend's sister who came to Melbourne, and we just took them out for a coffee. Now when we went out for a coffee, when we ordered coffee, I told that I need coffee without sugar. So the first question they asked me was, are you on a diet? I said, yes, I am on a diet. I said, no, it's okay, you can have sugar. Yes, you can have. I mean, once in a while you can have, like a cheat day you can have. But then what I told them was, no, I'm not supposed to have sugar because I was diagnosed with diabetes. So when I started telling people, and I avoided sugary coffee during that time, that's when it clicked that now my mind is, or now my brain is avoiding all sugary items. So that's when you started believing, yes, now your brain is aware that you're not going to have sugary items, and that's how you can get rid of that condition. So these are some of the things you can do to get rid of this condition. Now sometimes this condition might stay longer, but then getting it to a minimal level is always better. So these are some things which I did, so I thought let me share with you. Hope my video gives you support. Whoever is going through this condition, try it out. And at the end of the day, you need to have your normal medications as well, because at certain age, without medication it doesn't work. But your main goal should be reducing the intake of those medications. So, Life in Motion is coming to an end for today's video. Hope this has helped you. If you have more comments, please add into my comment box. And as I said, please like, share as much as you can, subscribe, and thank you for all those who have subscribed to my channel. And once again, before I come to you, have a good day. Once again, Diwali wishes to everyone who is celebrating this festival, and happy Halloween. I'll be coming back to you with another video with another information. Until then, Life in Motion. Take care, stay safe, be motivated, have a plan, believe in yourself. Until then, take care, bye.
you.